Why is the PS5 Pro a must? And why should you wait? And most importantly, where are the games that are going to take advantage of it? These are very good questions, and today we are going to answer them starting with, look at this game. I thought it was just a tech demo, but no, this game is actually coming out. Marvel's upcoming game.
Dead, we be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra is set for release in 2025. Developed by Skydance New Media and Marvel Games, it features Captain America and Black Panther, along with two other playable characters, Gabriel Jones and Nanali. The narrative-driven action-adventure game takes place during World War II, specifically in 1943, as the heroes confront Hydra's sinister plot in occupied Paris. The game utilizes Unreal Engine 5 for enhanced visuals and includes a talented voice cast, including Kari Payton and Drew Moorline. Rise of Hydra is leveraging the latest advancements in Unreal Engine 5 to deliver a visually stunning and technically impressive action-adventure game. The developer showcased to highlight several key features. Nanite tessellation is used to achieve near photorealistic visuals, allowing the characters like Captain America and Black Panther to closely resemble their Hollywood counterparts. Sparse volume textures enable real-time streaming and animation while reducing memory usage. Metahuman assets and metahuman animator tools bring the performances of the talented voice cast, including Drew Moorline, Kari Payton, and others, to life through high-res 4D scans and subtle animation. Motion matching, a new animation system introduced in Unreal Engine 5.4, enhances the fluidity and realism of character movements. While Skydance New Media has not officially confirmed the platforms, the developer has no known exclusivity deals with Sony or Microsoft, so a multi-platform release across PS5 and Xbox Series is the most probable scenario. A PC port is also very likely, as Skydance Interactive's previous games have all been released on Windows. Look, I love my PS5, but I won't deny that the console is aging, and I know Captain America won't run at 4K on the base PS5. Same goes for GTA 6 and Death Stranding 2. Still asking why we need a PS5 Pro? We're lucky if we can play it in 1440p. I don't even know if 60 FPS. Let's talk about Unreal Engine and consoles for a bit. Spoiler alert, they don't get along very well. It appears that current-gen consoles like the PS5 and Xbox Series are facing some challenges in fully utilizing Unreal Engine 5's advanced features while maintaining stable performance. Remnant 2, one of the first major UE5 games, struggles to maintain consistent frame rates even on PS5 and Xbox Series X. The 60 FPS performance modes run at very low native resolutions like 720p and still suffer from performance drops and screen tearing. But in my personal experience, Remnant 2 runs like butter. Immortals of Avium shows image quality issues when pushing UE5 hard, suggesting Epic may have designed the engine around 30 FPS on consoles. Digital Foundry's analysis found that while the visual fidelity is impressive, performance can be inconsistent, with the PS5 and Series X often having to resort to lower resolutions or frame rates to maintain stability. The performance issues in the first Descendant on consoles, particularly the PS5, stem from several factors. Frame rate drops, significant drops, especially in large areas, even in performance mode. Bugs and glitches, stuttering, lag, and crashes affected gameplay across all platforms. High player counts, strained servers exacerbated performance issues. Nexon has suggested reinstalling the game as a temporary solution to some frame rate issues, but results have been mixed, particularly for console players. But if you've watched my dedicated video on this, you'll know that after 2 days, I already gave up on it. We're gonna get back to the first Descendant later on in the video, where I'm gonna prove another crucial point. But now I want to take you back in time a bit and tell you a personal story. Why the mid-gen refresh is a must. The PS5 generation has at least 4 to 5 more years ahead. My question to you is, how do you want to spend those last years? I had a PS4 Slim that I still own and love, but I'll be honest with you, in the latter half of its life cycle, I was struggling with it. The games took forever to load, texture pop-ins and frame drops were all over the place. For example, AC Odyssey had loading screens every time I entered a cutscene, sometimes even in the middle of a cutscene. Not to mention having to wait 5 minutes just to start the fricking game. I literally had moments when I booted up the game, and right before it finished loading, I changed my mind and didn't want to play anymore. Crazy, right? AC Valhalla ran like absolute crap on that thing. I was even wondering why they put it on the PS4 Slim, but you know if it comes on PS4 Pro, it comes on PS4 Slim, and I was looking at PC gamers with jealousy, wishing I had a PS4 Pro. Actually, I almost bought one, but then I thought, nah, PS5 is coming out in a year, so what's the point? Fast forward, and I bought my PS5 2 years after release, but I do wish I'd bought it sooner. Why am I talking about the PS4 and PS4 Pro again? Because history tends to repeat itself. We need a mid-gen refresh. There's nothing bad about that, especially when the consoles have a life cycle of 10 years. I understand why a lot of PS4 Pro owners didn't upgrade to the PS5 for so long, because they already had the option of 60 FPS on a lot of games. And yeah, I can imagine how bitter you'd get a PS5 and barely see a difference in God of War, Horizon, and Spider-Man. I get it, I do get that sentiment, but PS4 Slim to PS5 was a huge leap for me, and the most fun I had on PS5 is playing PS4 games in 4K 60 FPS. Fast forward to present day. Games like Death Stranding 2 and Captain America are coming, and they look like they mean business. Heck, Captain America looks like a frickin' PS6 game. And GTA 6? I think GTA 6 is going to look even better by the time it comes out. Don't believe me? Go back and look at the first GTA 4 trailer or the first GTA 5 trailer. Those trailers look worse than the actual game that was released. Looking at you, Ubisoft, Rockstar is one of the only game studios that actually releases games looking better than the trailers. And I can't even imagine what Ghost of Tsushima 2 is going to look like. It's an undeniable fact that when Sony shows off a brand new first-party game from Santa Monica or Naughty Dog, they are years ahead of what's out there and always raising the bar. AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution is now available on PS5. However, FSR 3 sucks on consoles. Compared to Nvidia's DLSS, FSR struggles with visual fidelity, particularly in complex scenes, leading to artifacts and blurriness. And I had hopes for this one. The first Descendant has this option. Digital Foundry made a review for it on PS5 and Xbox, and it was just painful to watch. They recommend, in the end, not to play with FSR and just go with standard performance mode. It only works if you have a 120Hz TVs. Even on those, it's not worth it. To further prove a point about how bad the first Descendant is on consoles at the moment, it's one of the only engines that drop the resolution on PS5 as low as 720p, on Xbox Series X to 540p, and the Series S to a painful 480p to 410p. That's insane. Now hold up, PC gamers. Put your champagne down. I'm not saying that PS5 cannot handle intensive engines. I'm saying it doesn't communicate well with this particular one. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really not that impressed with UE5 on consoles at the moment. To me, it looks inferior to what Santa Monica or Naughty Dog is using. Naughty Dog is using their own proprietary game engine that was first developed for the Uncharted series on PS3 and expanded upon for The Last of Us. They have confirmed they will continue using this existing engine for PS4 development, rather than building a new engine from scratch. The engine is highly scalable, allowing Naughty Dog to push the limits of the PS3 hardware. With the extra power of PS4, they plan to enhance the engine further with higher resolutions, better anti-aliasing, more detailed textures and models, advanced lighting, and other improvements. In contrast, Santa Monica Studio, the developers of God of War, have not publicly disclosed their engine choice for the PS4. As a first-party Sony studio, they likely have access to the same tools and middleware as Naughty Dog. However, no definitive information is available on whether they are using an existing engine or developing a new one specifically for the PS4 God of War title. Now that's the awesome part about PS5 Pro, because it won't use AMD's FRS. Sony looked at it and they were like, nah, we'll make our own upscaling engine, thank you. So I think PS5 Pro will be better built to deal with these kind of bottlenecks. I'm reading great things about this tech, and I'm reading even better things about the dedicated ray tracing engine. Some of is too good to be true, but in the end of the day, this PS5 Pro will be better built to deal with an engine like UE5. As we know, UE5 is all about nanite and ray tracing tech, and this is where the PS5 is lacking at the moment. Now, as I was doing research for this video, I came to some pretty interesting and personal conclusions. I think Unreal Engine 5 is overhyped sometimes, and I fell victim so many times to this hype. They always have the best tech demos. They always show me 1 billion leaves and foliage and what have you, but I never saw it in practice. It's always giving me the vibes of sounds good, not gonna work. Meanwhile, Naughty Dog out here with Uncharted 4 and Last of Us Part 2 blowing my mind with their graphics even on PS4, and then I see an Unreal Engine 5 game on PS5 that's struggling. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. What do you think? Did I touch on strong points here, or am I just biased? Let's continue the convo on in the comments section. Oh, and in case you missed it, check out these videos. People tell me they're awesome.